WhatsApp messages. We've dealt with the first one, where he said, I've arranged a meeting for Sibiya and the minister. They must have a solution. You say you don't know of such a meeting being arranged, and you certainly haven't been in a meeting with a minister.
I've never been in a meeting with a minister in relation to these messages or this issue.
And meetings you have been in with the minister were other members of the force present?
We have.
You haven't had one-on-one meetings with the minister?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
In relation to what?
In relation to the different feedbacks that the minister may require. And not only me, the minister calls whoever he wants to call, depending on the specific taskings. There is, remember, in that specific meeting, it won't be yourself and the minister alone. There will be chief of staff, there will be PA, there will be the advisor to the minister. Sometimes it will be yourself and certain senior officials for whatever reasons. So it can be for any reason. Remember, we are not prevented from speaking to the minister. He's the minister of police. If he calls for a meeting and then he wants to give you a tasking, it does happen that.
So what are you saying? All these meetings where your staff or other staff were present, were they official meetings?
Yeah, they are all official.
My question, sorry, I should have clarified it. Did you have any private, separate meetings with the minister, just one-on-one with the minister?
I have had meetings with the minister, not a private meeting.
But meetings where only the two of you were present?
It happens.
Sorry. When?
Senior Counsel,
Sorry,
may we please allow the honorable member?
Oh, I didn't. Sorry, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to raise the issue that the page which was, and the statement which the evidence leader read now, is on the document which was presented to us when the National Commissioner was here, which comes direct from the Madlanga Commission. On what we have in terms of what General Sibiya has presented to us, in both bundles, we don't have that page. So I just wanted to say, unless digitally, some have that, but if one has to make reference in the document which we have with us, beside the Madlanga statement, we don't have here. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, but remember, we have gone past that stage. We said that the statement that has been deposed with us is the primary document, and any other document that is dated or attached is an annexure. So you are saying that you don't have that annexure.
Exactly, Chair. That's what I'm saying. That what we presented for today, these two documents doesn't have that.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
We will sort that out for you to be assisted to have access to the annexure. I think it should be something easy to do. Just check with the honorable member if the document can be posted in the WhatsApp group for easy access. May we proceed, Senior Counsel?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yeah, I was asking you about one-on-one meetings with a minister where there's no staff or officials either from your side or his side. Have you had such meetings?
No, not where it's me and the minister were locked somewhere in a room. That never happened. But if he calls for a meeting, for an example, he needs to, I mentioned something I mentioned something, let's say at the police summit, and say, we have a situation where a person has been kidnapped. And I was specifically referring to like Yojeribo Shoha and others at the police summit in the open. And I say, but we have technology in the country. We have service providers that can assist. And let's say the minister will then follow up and say, tell me, what do you think needs to happen? What can we do in this case? Now, it's a question of call. Let's say, for an example, we invite all the service providers, the network providers, and say they have engineers as well. Can we be together in one room and say, today for people to commit crime, they need communication. And as they need communication, how can we make sure that whatever crime that is being committed, we are able to, without any waste of time and in no time, be able to trace the perpetrator? How can we achieve that? Now, it's a question of signing a memorandum of understanding, inviting the stakeholders and say, let us follow this route. And there are other meetings where the minister will have other meetings, let's say, for instance, with General Sintumule, or maybe with crime intelligence, depending on what the minister wants to achieve. And it does not necessarily mean that there's anything wrong there, but he's planning his work on how to attack crime in the country.
Okay. So is it your evidence that you never had a meeting with the minister, either alone or with your staff present, to discuss Matlala and or Mkhotsi?
No, with the minister, we never at any given moment, not even for once, discussed Matlala or Mkhotsi, unless it is in an open meeting where the minister had to speak about this tender of Matlala. It is the minister who said, there is this tender, I need to know, how was it issued? Can this thing be investigated? It was in an open meeting.
Now what has raised suspicion, and which is now apparently being investigated, is this message that Mkhotsi says the task team that came to your house and is addressing Kat Matlala and harassed you have been dissolved.
What has been dissolved?
Sorry?
I thought the council was asking a question.
No, I'm reading to you the message again. I said what raises the suspicion amongst the complainants in the case and why you are being investigated is this message from Matlala. The task team that came to your house and arrested you have been dissolved. They got the letter on Monday. As we speak, they are bringing all dockets to Sibiya. So, one, your name is mentioned, and two, the investigating officer says that this message is dated the 1st of January 2025.
Okay.
And
Senior Counsel, can we get Honorable Nombano?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair, we've been trying to peruse the documents before us, the statement and the bundles. We don't see the conversation between Brown Mkhotsi and Matlala. So on which page?
Yeah. Honorable members, can I check if you have all the documents? Yeah. Remember, you may find that even your paycheck is one of the documents. Honorable Skosana.
But remember, when the evidence leader was reading page 437, in particular, if any member has that bundle, it means it's got a bundle which was given last week on the National Commissioner presentation. But here where we are sitting, what he was reading there, we don't have here. You can ask Honorable Ngola there whether it does have page 483. No, none. Can ask the colleagues here, none. No, 437, there, I'm reading there. It ends, yes, it ends on 2077.
So it's he's asking questions based on information that has gone on record before this committee.
Because I was asking the advocate here, then he said that it was on the bundle of the national, yes, which I agree. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I think here, maybe there are some members who has that. But when you say page 437, that's where the problem, which I picked up to say, when I wanted to make reference to what the evidence leader was reading, the handing over of dockets on Volker Tata's team, on what he was reading, we don't have here.
The difficulty is that members may not be able to carry those documents every day.
Yes.
But what happens is that once a document is presented before this committee, it can be used as a reference anytime, even yourselves as members.
Yes.
When you ask questions, you can still use evidence that has been presented before yourselves, either last week, Thursday, or Tuesday. Unfortunately, you may not carry all those documents every day. I think what we just have to do, Senior Counsel, maybe for ease of reference for members, at some point you can just say to them, refer to document this and that. But the documents the members by now they have. You may proceed.
May I continue? So we were, General, we were discussing the email, which is, sorry, the WhatsApp messages on Matlala's cell phone, which is at page 20 of the core bundle, which is the affidavit of Brigadier Kuneni in the application for search and seizure. And we were last discussing this WhatsApp where Kat says to Mkhotsi, the task team that came to your house and harassed you have been dissolved. So they got the letter on Monday. As we speak, they are bringing all the dockets to Sibiya. So this appears to be drawn or taken from the cell phone of Matlala on the 1st of January. So what the investigating officer is telling the judge, who must now issue the warrant, that this has raised a suspicion, a reasonable suspicion, that there's some collusion between Matlala, Mkhotsi, the minister, and you. This is drawn from his phone because we know as a fact that the minister had in fact issued the directive on the 31st of December 2024. This is downloaded from his phone on the 1st of January 2025. And Matlala seems to be aware that the team has been dissolved. He refers to a letter on Monday, which is the 31st of December 2024. And then he seems to be saying they are bringing all the dockets to Sibiya. So he seems to have inside information about the dissolution of the PKTT. He seems to know in advance that you are going to request the dockets, which you only did on the 17th of January and again on the 4th of February. And it was brought to you, I think, on the 24th, 25th of March. So that's what they say when they join the dots, that there seems to be a relationship between you, the minister, Mkhotsi, Matlala.
Maybe before you respond, General, I just want to request the senior counsel you will indicate to me when you have finished this part of questions, because I would like us to break. So anytime you are satisfied that the part that you wanted to probe, you are done, you can just indicate to me and then we break.
I think we're going to conclude on this line of questioning and then Honorable Chairman. General?
Just bring me back on track, Council. I had a frame of mind that I wanted to approach the response, but then the chair came in. Please take me through again so that I can jump in again.
These emails, they're both emails from Matlala's phone that was downloaded, right? And these messages are dated 1 January 2025. This is a day after the Minister's Directive of 31 December 2024. And these messages seem to indicate that Matlala has some inside information. He says, one, the task team is going to be dissolved. And that's what the minister says in his directive. You are hereby instructed, or directed rather, to disestablish the task team. Two, he said they got the letter on Monday, which is the 31st of December. And then he says, three, as we speak, now he's speaking to Matlala, Mkhotsi and Matlala, they're bringing all the dockets to Sibiya. So I put it to you that it appears to be the case that what the investigator of this case is doing is to what they refer to as join the dots, that there's all these coincidences that's happening. The disestablishment of the task team, Mkhotsi, Matlala downloading this from their phone, they seem to know about it, and of course they are involved allegedly in criminal activity and so on.
You see, there are a number of things that we need to look at in relation to this thing of the disbandment. To start with, from the 24th of December until the 30th, it was during the festive period. We were operating, I was operating in the Western Cape. My last roadblock was at Harrismith on the 30th. And at that time, I think the minister was at home already, around that. Leading to my meeting with the National Commissioner on the 14th. Remember the National Commissioner's office, the National Commissioner's office is the one that gives instructions that says the DNC crime detection is directed to communicate the deactivation of the task team to the relevant team and to compile a close-up report by the 20th. No, they say by the 14th. Now, in the same meeting, and I want us to refer to that document, Council, so that honorable members can see how it happens. Now, from the National Commissioner's office, in the same meeting on the 3rd, my office on the 7th forward the same message to General Khumalo I just want us to refer to that meeting, please. Chair, I lose track because we this side and that side. Which paragraph is it on my statement? I'm referring to that the email from Brigadier Letoko that gave an instruction to my office. 3 January email. Page 11.
$64.
54.
Yeah, that's the email dated 3 January 2025
Yes.
on 54.
Let's go to page 55. Honorable members.
You deal with it. This is from Brigadier Letoko
Yes.
at paragraph 27 of your statement on page 11.
Yes, he say as directed, DNC is requested to accordingly communicate the deactivation to the relevant team. Now, this comes from the Office of the National Commissioner, not influenced by Brown Mohots or CAT. Now, the same meeting, the same email in the same response on the 7th of January, my staff officer sent to Divisional Commissioner Crime Intelligence and say, DNC Crime Detection has directed that the trailing email be forwarded for your attention and the closing report for sign off by 13th of January 2025. Considering the fact that there's been a number of complaints received from, let's say, Professor Meridi Haas to Parliament, from Parliament to the Minister, from the Minister to the National Commissioner, to talk about this disbandment of the task team. So now this complaint come back from outside, not internally. Now, the same email that come from the Office of the National Commissioner is the same one that I say, DNC Crime Detection has directed that the trailing email be forwarded for your attention and the closing report for sign off by 13th of January, simply because of the fact that the National Commissioner gave me the 14th of January. So in my case, I give to the team the 13th of January so that I can receive it a day before. So now, this is a document that comes from the Office of the National Commissioner, unless there is also suspicion that even the Office of the National Commissioner is actually in collusion. Because I carry out an instruction as I receive. I was not party to this. Let's say the National Commissioner didn't circulate this thing to me. Would I have really started the process myself? The answer is no. So, and now this is early in the year. We haven't been to work. Everybody's still at home. We're working remotely because the offices are still locked. Many offices are closed. Many companies are not yet back at work. So this whole thing, in our case, it was just to push the instruction. Now, the National Commissioner says, I gave General Ravi an instruction to help him draft the report. I want us to go to that report that was crafted by General Rabi. And honorable members, you can see on page 56. Now, this one comes from my staff officers who says, please call me at your earliest convenience to discuss the above directive from the National Commissioner or from the Minister or National Commissioner. But this is me now. Saying to my staff officer, please call me.
General, can I just interrupt you there and maybe let us just, Chair, with your leave, take this adjournment, because I wanted to deal with the events before the directive, that leads up to the directive, deal with the directive and your comments on it, and then deal with these events from 3 January onwards. Okay, then I think it'll flow a bit better.
It's fine.
And maybe we